All parents do some things that they're feeling guilty for later, and whether that's yelling at the child, losing your temper, getting frustrated and not coming out with the right solutions, not trying to problem solve because you're feeling too hopeless and tired. It can be any kind of thing. Sometimes, though, we get stuck in that guilt. We don't go on, we don't move forward. Maybe we should feel guilty. I mean, if we yelled at our kids, we certainly shouldn't have. It doesn't do any good. But we do it because we're human, and at times we just run out of the ability to be perfect. Maybe we've hit the kids. That's wrong, totally wrong. And if that's happened, again, yep, feel guilty. But you can't get stuck in the guilt. You can't stay there forever. You've got to not let it disempower you. You've got to not let it stop you from moving on to more effective and heart-based parenting. So today's tap is going to be about how not to let your life be informed by the things you've done wrong in the past, the things you need to learn from and move on, and the things that keep you sort of stuck in that dismal limbo of ineffective parenting. So let's start with wherever it is in your body. Where do you feel it when you feel guilty? If you feel nothing, that's fine. Just start with the tapping that I'm going to lead you through. If you do have a place in your body that you feel it, though, go with that. For me, it's pretty well, oh boy, often that tightness in the jaw. I carry a lot of tightness there in my upper chest. So we'll just kind of go with that for now. But turn this into whatever you need with the tapping. Turn it into your words, turn it into your situation. I'm just giving you a very short tapping protocol to give you an outline or a guide of how you can do it. Here we go. Deep breath. Getting the oxygen in my frontal lobes and throughout my hippocampus and amygdala. Even though I feel guilty about all the times I yelled, and my chest tightens when I feel that guilt, and my jaw kind of starts to ache when I feel that guilt, I choose to let that go and be a more effective and loving parent now. Even though I carry the guilt in my jaw and in my upper chest with a tightness and a kind of an ache when I think about yelling when I shouldn't have, when I knew it was wrong, and when maybe I could have controlled myself better, I choose to not have that behavior anymore. I choose to parent from my heart and not from my temper. Even though my jaw tightens when I think of the times I've yelled, when I know so much better than to do that, and when I wanted to do so much better but was just too tired to go on, with so many excuses that allowed me to yell. I choose to draw a line in the sand and be a more effective parent, a more heart-functioning parent. I choose to not yell anymore, and I choose to not carry that guilt and be disempowered by it. Oh, even though I feel this guilt so strongly in my jaw and in my upper chest, I knew better. I had other ways of coping. Oh, I get tired and I'm not perfect. There are so many excuses, and that's why I feel the guilt. The guilt is such a burden. I choose not to let the guilt stop me. I'm not going to dwell in the guilt. Good breath. See where your thoughts are going, where your feelings are going in your body, your emotions. Even though I feel guilt, which I deserve, and I carry it in my jaw and my upper chest with tightness and an ache, I choose to not be paralyzed by the guilt. I choose to be a more effective parent. I choose to parent from my heart and not my temper. Even though I carry this guilt, deservedly have this guilt in my jaw which aches and my upper chest which gets tight when I think about it, I choose to parent more effectively. I choose to parent from my heart and not my temper. Even though I deserve this guilt, I choose not to be paralyzed by it. I can feel it, the stress of it in my jaw and in my chest, but I choose to not do that anymore. I choose to not let it take away my power to be a heart-caring parent. I acknowledge my guilt. I take full responsibility for losing my temper and yelling. I deserve to feel guilt, but no one is helped if I'm trapped by guilt. No one is helped, including me, including the children I love, if I let that guilt stop me from being a good parent. I can move on from the guilt. I can acknowledge the guilt. I can feel such sadness that I did such things, such yelling. But I'm not trapped by the guilt. I'm not disempowered by the guilt. I learn from the guilt. I've learned to parent from my heart and not my temper. Big breath. Follow your feelings. The guilt is there to let me know I did wrong. The guilt is there to let me know I can change and do better. The guilt doesn't have to be a burden. It can be a warning. It can be my acknowledgement of my responsibility. The guilt can be about my past, not my present, and not my future. The guilt is the point in the road where I change and parent from my heart and not from my temper. I hope that's helped you. Take a look at your guilt, understand your responsibility, and know that you can change. Know that you can parent from your heart and not from your temper. But also know that it's a hard road we're on, and that at times your temper will take over. But don't get trapped by it. Don't let it inform your parenting. Don't let it control you. Acknowledge it. Let it go. Parent from your heart. Remember, you are entitled to a better day.